If there's one thing China loves more than dumplings and late-night hot pot, it's building colossal infrastructure projects that make the rest of the world clutch its pearls. Bridges, record-breaking, airports, the size of small countries. And now, in Chongqing, a city of over 30 million people carved into the mountains and river valleys of southwest China, comes a railway station so enormous it practically doubles as its own ecosystem. Welcome to Chongqing East Railway Station, a transport hub so massive that calling it a station feels like underselling it. Think of it less as a building and more as a city within a city, complete with hotels, shopping malls, offices, and enough steel to make Tony Stark jealous. Let's dive into how this urban juggernaut came to life, why it exists, and how it's about to reshape the way Western China moves, works, and maybe even snacks. Chongqing, a city that doesn't do small. To understand why such a colossal structure exists, you first need to understand Chongqing. Nestled in the rugged landscapes where the Yangtze and Jialing rivers meet, the city is breathtakingly beautiful, with misty mountains, endless bridges, and skyscrapers perched on cliffs. But this terrain is not exactly commuter-friendly. Roads snake and coil like noodles, bridges stretch dramatically across rivers, and neighborhoods often feel walled off by nature itself. This geography has always been both Chongqing's charm and its challenge. Moving around the city requires effort, and connecting it to the rest of China has historically been no easier. In the early days, trains crept along winding routes through valleys and mountains, journeys measured less in hours and more in patience. Even with the arrival of high-speed rail in the early 2000s, Chongqing's main hub, North Station, soon buckled under demand. During peak seasons, the overcrowding was legendary, resembling less a transport facility and more a rock concert without the music. Expanding older stations proved nearly impossible thanks to the city's hilly terrain. Meanwhile, Beijing's central planners had grand visions. Two national strategies stood out: the Chengdu-Chongqing Twin City Economic Circle, designed to make these two giants the economic powerhouses of the West, and the 8 vertical, 8 horizontal high-speed rail grid, an immense web of train lines meant to stitch every major city into a seamless network. Chongqing, perched at the intersection of many of these routes, was clearly destined for a starring role. What it needed was a new hub, something big enough to match both its geography and its ambitions. A station built on mega dreams. The answer came in 2019 when officials decided to build Chongqing East Railway Station, not just as a transit hub, but as the anchor for an entirely new urban district. Ground broke in 2022, and in a feat that would make most global contractors faint into their blueprints, it opened just 38 months later. How big is it? At 1.22 million square meters, it is larger than 170 football fields and more than 5 times the size of New York's Grand Central Terminal. It is also twice the scale of Guangzhou South, itself one of the busiest stations in China. Inside, the structure rises and falls across 8 levels stacked above and below ground, with 15 platforms and 29 tracks handling both high-speed and conventional trains. Below those sit metro lines, bus terminals, parking garages, and enough retail and office space to make you wonder if you accidentally wandered into a downtown shopping district instead of a train hall. At its peak, the station can process 16,000 passengers per hour, or the population of a small town every 60 minutes. And yet, stepping outside does not free you from its reach. The station is designed as the centerpiece of East Station Hub New City, a 3.5-kilometer development featuring homes, offices, malls, hotels, and public spaces. It is less a place you pass through and more a place you live in. Architecture with ambition. The design itself is anything but utilitarian. The roof is a wave-like expanse of steel and glass, covering 120,000 square meters and weighing more than 16,000 tons. Holding it aloft are giant branching columns inspired by the city's official tree, the Hanggu. These aren't just pretty supports. Skylights embedded in the roof filter daylight into the concourses below, cutting down on the need for artificial lighting. The effect is as dramatic as it is practical, a fusion of nature and engineering that makes you feel like you're waiting for your train inside a futuristic forest. Building the impossible. Constructing something of this size in just over 3 years might sound like science fiction, but the key was automation. The project deployed an army of robots and AI systems to tackle challenges ranging from brutal summer heat to the sheer logistics of lifting and assembling thousands of tons of steel and glass. Laser-guided bulldozers sculpted the land with millimeter precision. Concrete pouring robots worked tirelessly without risk of heat stroke, and glass installation bots lifted 800-kilogram panels into place as casually as a child stacking Legos. Even safety patrols were handled by AI-powered bots, scanning for hazards. This robotic workforce didn't just speed up construction, it also cut costs nearly in half and dramatically reduced accidents. For once, the machines really did come to the rescue, though thankfully without any hints of a robot uprising. A station that's also a city, what truly sets Chongqing East apart is the philosophy of station-city integration. Instead of being a facility passengers rush through, the station is designed as a destination. Offices, apartments, hotels, malls, and plazas all radiate outward from the terminal. The idea is simple. Step off your train, and you're already in the middle of a thriving city center. Transport integration is equally seamless. 4 metro lines connect directly to the station, with Line 6 already running, Lines 24 and 27 under construction, and Line 8 on the way. Add in bus terminals, taxi bays, and parking garages, and the result is a true zero-transfer hub. Passengers can glide from long-distance trains to local subways without ever stepping outside, a blessing in Chongqing's sweltering summers, where temperatures routinely top 40 degrees Celsius. Reshaping the city. For Chongqing, this isn't just about convenience. The station acts as a catalyst for urban growth. The eastern districts, long overshadowed by the city's traditional core, now boast a powerful new economic anchor. Businesses are already flocking to the area, drawn by the ease of access. Travelers might come early or linger longer, spending money in the malls or staying overnight in nearby hotels. The geography of Chongqing has long divided it into scattered districts, separated by rivers and mountains. By planting a massive new hub in the east, planners hope to balance development, reduce congestion in older areas, and create new space for housing and industry. For locals, the benefits are immediate. Students traveling to Chengdu can now arrive in about an hour, rather than spending half a day on the journey, and business travelers can reach Beijing by mid-afternoon after leaving in the morning. A national crossroads. On a national scale, Chongqing East is positioned at the heart of China's expanding high-speed rail web. It anchors several key routes, including the Chongqing-Xiamen line to the southeast coast, the upcoming Shanghai-Chongqing-Chengdu line, and the Chongqing to Wanzhou route heading northeast. Its role in the 8 vertical, 8 horizontal grid cements it as one of the most important crossroads in the country, with trains able to depart in all 4 cardinal directions. This connectivity doesn't just serve passengers, it strengthens China's Belt and Road Initiative by linking inland regions with international trade routes. Goods and people can now flow more efficiently between western provinces and coastal markets, helping to balance economic development across the country. For Western China, long held back by mountains and limited access, Chongqing East is less a station and more a lifeline. Green and gigantic. For all its size, Chongqing East also ticks the modern sustainability boxes. It meets China's highest 3-star green building standards with solar panels on the roof, centralized heating and cooling for the district, and smart climate controls that adjust energy use based on occupancy. Rainwater is collected and reused, and thanks to its seamless integration with metro and bus lines, fewer people need to arrive by car, cutting both congestion and emissions. It may be gigantic, but it is also surprisingly green, proof that scale and sustainability can coexist when designed intelligently. Stations as future cities. Perhaps the most intriguing question raised by Chongqing East is whether stations of this scale stop being stations and start becoming city centers in their own right. With integrated transport, housing, commerce, and leisure all under one roof, the terminal blurs the line between infrastructure and lifestyle. It is a place where daily life can unfold without the need for long commutes, where a traveler might catch a train while their family shops upstairs, and where business can be conducted in a hotel lobby just steps from the platforms. This is not just about moving people, it is about reshaping how cities grow and function. If Chongqing East succeeds, it may become a model for other megacities around the world that struggle with congestion and demand. The future of urban life, it seems, may look a lot like a railway station, just one the size of a small country. And that's the story of Chongqing East Railway Station, the mega hub that's not just a station, but practically its own city. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world's largest railway station, don't forget to hit that like and make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and until next time, safe travels, whether you're on a bullet train or just stuck in traffic.